of which the day sheet was a part, and as promised, in this lesson we will look at the day sheet in detail. We break this sheet down by defining what a day sheet is, identifying the common information on the sheet, and then in the next lesson, analyzing how to use it effectively. So, first things first, who can define what a day sheet is? It is the piece of paper we walk around with and use to pick up bugs and dirt off the floor. No? Oh, then it must be the piece of paper we fold up and use to fan ourselves with when it is really hot. Most definitely not. The day sheet, also called the allocation paper, has information on what rooms you need to clean, the status of the rooms, and possibly further information on the guests in those rooms. Not only does it contain the information you need to know, but you will also use it to write down certain bits of information that you find out during the day. This information could be extra linen that is needed, special requests or preferences written down to help you remember what they are, in which room they are, and how to tailor to these guests. The day sheet will give you the information you need to do your job properly, so it is important that you know what information is provided on this day sheet. Let's have a look at the general information that a day sheet should contain. It should contain the date and your name. This is how you know it is your sheet and not one of your colleagues. This is now your day sheet, and the tasks set out are your responsibility. Equally, when your supervisor or manager uses this sheet to go back and find information about a specific room or guest, they can confirm these details with you. Next, the room number and guest name. This tells you which rooms to clean for the day and who is occupying these rooms. Some establishments may not note the guest's name on the day sheet for safety reasons, but it is nice to have the guests' names included so that if the guests are in the room or enters the room while you are cleaning, you can greet them warmly by name. For example, "Good morning, Mrs. Winston." It includes the bed type. This will tell you if it is a single, twin, or king room, or if it is a suite. You need to know this so that you can collect the correct linen and number of amenities for these rooms. The day sheet also tells us the status of the room. This will be defined in detail throughout the course, but for now, your day sheet will show if the room is dirty or clean. This defines if it is ready for a new arrival, or if it still needs to be cleaned or inspected. Next, the front office and reservation status. This is the noted stay over or stay on status, or if it is a departure or due out room. Is the guest in the room leaving that day or staying on at the establishment overnight? A stay over room is written as S\O and a departure room as a Y. You can then check with your supervisor which of the departure rooms have already checked out in order to clean these first, getting them ready for the new guests, whilst letting your stay-over guests have a bit of a sleep in. It will contain time in and time out. This is useful to have when managing where time is most spent. Writing in the time that you arrived at the room and the time that you left the room gives further insight into how long certain rooms and bed types take to clean and present. It will say whether the room is complete, yes or no. This is a reminder to you and your department. Say, for example, a guest walks in just before you manage to vacuum the room. They have asked you to come back a little later, and you agree on a time. By circling the no, you will remember to go back to that room to vacuum it, as you never got a chance to do so earlier. This is also very useful when handing the day sheet to your supervisor or manager at the end of the day, so that they have confirmation of whether the room is complete or not. Next, special requests or preferences. Is the room a VIP room? These are our very important people staying in the rooms. VIPs sometimes have very specific requests or requirements that might have an impact on your work, so it is best to be aware of these and service the rooms accordingly. For example, a VIP may request that the room only be cleaned after 12 each day, or request more mineral water, special amenities, and so forth. These can be noted on your day sheet so that you can meet your VIP's expectations and requests when servicing their rooms. And then the preferences that you have noticed when cleaning the room help to serve your guest better. Has the guest asked for something special or specific? These can be noted here and perhaps even recorded for guest profiles in the future. And lastly, comments. This is a space to write down any additional information that will help when handing over your rooms at the end of the day. Information handovers are vital, and making notes throughout your day helps immensely to remember all of these details. For example, a room was showing "Do Not Disturb." On returning to the room, the sign was still present. You must advise the late shift and reception on this. The most important rule to remember when it comes to your day sheet is that it is only for your and your supervisor's eyes. Don't ever leave it on top of your trolley, or lying around for guests to see, or where it may get lost. Even worse, someone could steal the list and use the information to break into rooms. For example, a thief walks past, sees your day sheet, and sees room 1606 has a stay-over guest named Mr. Smith. Now, because he knows the name, he could pretend to be a Mr. Smith that has forgotten his room key. You break another rule because you are really busy and don't have time to identify the guest and check that he is indeed Mr. Smith, and you let him into the room. Because he knew the name, you assumed it was Mr. Smith, and now this thief got into the room and can walk out with anything he wants without anyone knowing. This is very dangerous and must never happen. Plus, if it was your key that was used to open the room, you may be blamed for this robbery. Store your day sheet in a safe place, such as inside your trolley or on your person. The day sheet that you use should have similar information on it as we've just discussed. But no matter the information on your day sheet, it is important that you understand how to use it. Good luck learning about how to use it in the next lesson.